Clerk will call the roll.
Glenn Whitley, County Judge.
Here.
Roy Charles Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy H. Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fick is Commissioner Precinct 3.
Here.
J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Here.
Constitutes a quorum.
This is a great day in Tarrant County. We have a lot of stuff to do and a lot of people to recognize. It's just one of those days when we couldn't be prouder than to be here, to be a part of this day, to recognize all of the good works that are going on, not only here, but as a result of some folks all over this world. So, and we couldn't have had a better day for Father Hasso to come and to deliver the invocation. What a great man, what a great service he provides to our county. So Father Hasso, if you'll come and give us the invocation, then after the invocation, please remain standing for our pledges.
Maybe not.
It was a very easy decision to do the prayer today because today is the feast of St. Francis of Assisi, and I'm a Franciscan. And of course, my life has been blessed by Francis of Assisi, one of the saints most admired by so many people in the world today. So I chose his prayer to enlighten us today in this very special court meetings. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. May the prayer of St. Francis inspire the work of our wonderful Commissioner's Court today and always serving this great city of Fort Worth. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Father.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Mr. Manius.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the Court, we have several announcements relating to the agenda this morning. Also, we're going to be taking one item out of order as we get to it, and I'll mention that just very briefly. Several things. First of all, under the County Administrator section, item 8A1, we're going to consider that action after closed session today. Also, under the County Auditors section, item 8B1, that will also be considered after closed session today. Under Human Resources, item 8G1, this is the personnel agenda. We have provided you some revised and additional backup that is in your red folder this morning that we ask that you approve. Members of the Court, under Purchasing, item 8J7, we're going to ask that that particular item be held for 1 week. The purpose of that was there was an error made on the agenda itself, so we want to post it properly. And then finally, members of the court, we would like to ask that as we go into the proclamations, resolutions, and presentations this morning after the approval of the minutes, that we first consider the briefing item, which is item 11A, which is the Tarrant County United Way update. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court members, you have before you
Your
the,
Honor, I'd like to make one, I'm sorry, I'd like to make one more announcement. We are not, the Commissioners Court is not going to be meeting next week, October 11th.
is that it?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yeah, that'll probably get it for now.
Move approval of the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. McKinney. I should have brought that. Yes, if I could have gotten that, that horse's head and not the other end of that horse off the top of my thing, but I'm really going to need a crane to pull that thing down. I'd have brought that in here this morning, but welcome.
You earned it. All the county earned it. The employees of the county earned it, and United Way appreciates it very much. And I'm here to help you kick off your United Way campaign for this year.
And we have hamburgers down below, out on the courthouse lawn.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend that, but
You can leave your $8.
I will leave my $8. I will leave my $8 for sure. You know, I just want to come here and tell you how much United Way appreciates all of your support, all the employees of the county support. Your campaign has grown really impressively over the last 7-8 years. United Way would be in a ton better shape if all our campaigns had grown as significantly as the county's campaign, and we appreciate that very much. I just want to give you a little brief update on what we've done this past year. The first 788 students whom we can track as impacted by our Learn Well initiative graduated from high school in this past May. Thank you. These were 788 kids who were identified as high-risk students 6 years ago, meaning that they had poor grades and horrible attendance and maybe some truancy. So we're very proud of that. Our voluntary income tax assistance program, which is a product of our financial stability initiative, filed over 8,000 tax returns this past year, bringing some $13.5 million back into the local economy, and that's a significant economic impact, which we're very proud of. And thousands of older adults and people with disabling conditions benefited from programs such as A Matter of Balance, Home Meds Management, and Diabetes Salute. So we continue, I think, to make a very significant impact and progress toward our 2020 goals. It was a very good year. You know, I'm very pleased and proud to tell you that yesterday we received a letter and a certificate from Charity Navigator. Charity Navigator is the largest evaluator of charities in the United States. They evaluate 10 times more charities than their closest competitor. We were notified yesterday that for the 5th consecutive year, we received their highest rating, a 4-star rating, and only 6% of the charities that they evaluate have achieved that. So we're very, very proud of that. And I will close by saying this may be my last appearance before the court, as I am retiring next June 30th. I just want to, let you all know how much I've appreciated the courtesies that you've afforded the United Way and me over the last 8 or 9 years. And as you probably know, my successor is retired Navy Captain T.D. Smyers, who was commander of Fort Worth Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base. So United Way will be in real good hands after I leave. I want to wish you the best of luck in your campaign, and let United Way know if we can help you in any way. Thank you very much.
Well, Tim, wait a minute. I want to thank you. You know, we've all been involved and have, seen United Way as it's changed over the years. Go from just, basically being someone who met with a lot of the nonprofits in the area and would give money to really, in my mind, orchestrating and really focusing on goals. And the goal that you're at right now, or the place where you're saying learn well, earn well, and live well, I think has truly been something that has helped change our community and has done a tremendous job from that standpoint. You mentioned some of the statistics, and I think it really points to the fact that we're trying to help our community be better in all ways. And I can't thank you enough for your focus in that particular area and the way you've handled that, and all of the service and commitment that you have made to this community. So if this is the last chance for us to have a chance to say thank you, then I certainly want to do that at this point in time. And thank you and your staff for everything you've done for our community.
Thank you very much.
This is a great organization. They do a lot for our community. I appreciate the employees and everything they do to help make this campaign. We're kicking it off. We're going to be challenging the city again. Hopefully we'll have the little contest. Commissioner Johnson and I were trying to remember who was it that was supposed to have bought. We need to go back and research some stuff here. I'm not sure we ever got our lunch from last year.
I bought. He's sitting down there.
That's just automatically what I do.
No, we went. Remember, we went to Del Frisco's Grill.
That was 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh no! No, that was back in the spring.
We'll do a little accounting.
Yeah, let me show you my receipt.
He carries it around as a memorable moment.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope that everybody will kind of get into the excitement of this and see if we can't raise money and certainly beat the city again. I don't want to give up that horse's head for the other end. So let's all get out there and see if we can't be successful again this year. The next group that I want to recognize is something that I've been very excited about since really we began looking at the idea of having our own naval ship named the USS, well, we'll let it be named the USS Fort Worth, but we'll sneak Tarrant County in there, and they understand that the county is also a very big part of that. We are very proud to have with us this morning the crews of the maiden voyage. I guess it was crew 102 and 101, and these are sailors who basically sailed those during that maiden voyage. They've been here since Friday. They started off doing a tasting at the distillery, and, keeping up that good naval tradition. They started off there. They had an opportunity to go to a TCU football game. They've been to the north side. They really had an opportunity to get a taste of what Fort Worth and what Tarrant County is all about. At this time, I'd like to call them up. Captain, would you like to introduce your folks and just again come forward and let's have an opportunity to celebrate with you.
Sure can. Good morning, everyone. I'm
Good morning.
Chris Brown. Yes, Chris Brown. I have the pleasure of commanding Fort Worth's namesake, USS Fort Worth. I'm Navy Lieutenant from May through November of 2015, again in April to June of 2016. So I brought 7 members from that Navy deployment, and I'll start this end, which is from Crew 101. It's Ian 1 Johnson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Benjamin, I wouldn't give it away, I'll say Benjamin. Also made 2nd class, Lopez.
Good morning.
I thought my voice projected enough.
We're recording this.
All right, let's start. Engineman First Class Johnson from Crew 101.
And I believe that Mr. Johnson was named the Sailor of the Year.
No, he's actually one of our Sailor of the Quarter. Right. That's.
See, I was just giving you.
That is true.
Well, he was the one that was asking all the questions.
He was. He's very inquisitive. So
I remain confused.
For the record, also made second class, Kevin Lopez. Hull maintenance technician, second class, Averill. Electronics technician, first class, Krebs. Also made first class in soon-to-be new Fort Worth native, Roberts. Culinary specialist, third class, Moore. And culinary specialist, second class, Andre. So I want to say thank you to, I guess, the entire Tarrant County, but specifically the people of Fort Worth for what I described last night as the rock star treatment. So now I go back to San Diego, just another sailor. So I want to thank you for the welcoming, and thank you for the support, and look forward to doing this year after year. Thank you.
Drew?
Back again, Judge. Since it is the USS Fort Worth, but the Tarrant County Commissioners Court, particularly Judge Whitley, have been so supportive of the USS Fort Worth and its efforts the last 4 years. We'd like, on behalf of the crews of the USS Fort Worth, the Fort Worth Support Committee, we'd like to present a Tarrant County flag, which was flown aboard the USS Fort Worth on her maiden deployment.
All right. Yeah, everybody come on up here. We're going to get a picture. And I'm going to take grief for making that mistake.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
You're never going to forget. All right, y'all, come on in.
Make a bed in that thing big enough?
Yes, sir. Just his toes stick out at the end.
Yeah.
So we can stand right here and he'll still be with us.
You're looking great.
You got everybody up here? Come on, y'all. Hey, can you get everybody in? Okay. How will we do this? We're good.
Looks like there's one more.
Uh-oh.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank y'all very much. We cannot thank you enough for your service. This really kind of renews my whole confidence in the youth, because I'm looking here at youth, and I can't tell y'all enough how much I appreciate the sacrifices you make being away from your family. Were y'all on the voyage where you were away for Christmas? And
Yes.
so, I mean, these folks are away defending us so that we can have meetings like this, so that we can have prayers, so we can say pledges. This is what these folks do for us 24/7, and there's just not enough thank yous to tell you how much we appreciate your service and everything that you do for our country. So. What I had mentioned and what I messed up a few minutes ago was every quarter they have a sailor of the quarter, and then at the end they have a sailor of the year. And one of the things that this Fort Worth committee does is to provide them with a cowboy hat. If you had just had your hat on this morning, I wouldn't have made a mistake. But it is a privilege. We've got several of these gentlemen that were also sailors of the quarter. So, and as I understand it, the final competition was within a half a point between the sailor of the year. So we've got some great crewmen here. It's again just a real honor to have them here, and we're glad to do it. Now there is an anchor club, and I see that Commissioner Brooks has his anchor club pin on. That says that you will give to the anchor club to support the ship. When we got the USS Fort Worth, and we were privileged enough to have the ship named after Fort Worth, part of that commitment to that is that we will support the crew for as long as the ship is on active duty. And what that means is we've got a crew of now I think 54. But then by the time you add on the support staff that plug in, it's kind of a plug and play ship. You can put different packages on there, and with each one of those packages comes a different support crew. And so every quarter, or maybe more frequently, we're sending stuff to the crew. They've said that their favorite stuff is the Renfro barbecue sauce. Anything that's got Renfro on it, they like. And so I'm sure that as a result of this trip, they're going to get a whole lot more Renfro stuff as goes about. But if you want to be an Anchor Club member, it's $1,000 a year. We'll be glad to take your checks now. Drew will be glad to collect those things. But it is a tremendous privilege to be able to support this crew and the crews that stay on board our USS Fort Worth. So again, thank you all very much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's just the second item, or the first item. Next, I would, Commissioner Brooks, I see you have a proclamation on our agenda.
I've got two, Your Honor. The first is for ratification only. It recognizes Bi-National Health Week and the Carnaval de Salud, in which we participate every year. I would move for ratification of that proclamation.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. I'm going to go back and move that we receive and file the recognition of the USS Fort Worth.
Second.
We have motion and second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next, Commissioner Brooks.
International Walk to School Day, which is tomorrow. We have a proclamation in honor of that event, and Your Honor, if you would read that into the record, I would be grateful.
Whereas the Blue Zone Project, City of Fort Worth ISD, Tarrant County, YMCA Southeast, Hispanic Stop 6 Initiative, and other organizations, school districts, agencies, and parents across the county are working together to promote International Walk to School Day in Tarrant County. And whereas the health and safety of our children is the highest concern to the residents of Tarrant County, and whereas a lack of physical activity plays a leading role in raising rates of obesity, diabetes, and other health problems among children, and the ability to walk or bicycle to school offer an opportunity to build activity into daily routine, And whereas driving students to school by private vehicle contributes to traffic, congestion, and air pollution, creating over 25% of community traffic at the beginning and end of each school day. And whereas children, parents, and community leaders around the world are joining together to walk to school and evaluate walking and bicycling conditions in their communities. And whereas International Walk to School Day and the follow-up walking school bus programs have proven to be helpful in encouraging children to safely walk to school and in creating and promoting local safe routes to school programs across the United States and throughout the world. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Tarrant County Commissioners Court, do hereby proclaim October 5th, 2016, International Walk to School Day, urging all students, parents, teachers, administrators, schools, and school districts in Tarrant County to participate in these events and encourage everyone to consider the safety and health of children this day and every day. In witness whereof we have herein to set our hands and cause the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 4th day of October 2016.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Your Honor, we have this with us this morning, Ms. Tisa Leggett of the Blue Zones Project, who will introduce Mr. Matt Dufresne, who will accept the proclamation.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much for having us here today. My name is Tisa Leggett, and I'm the project coordinator for Blue Zones Project Fort Worth, and we are very excited about celebrating International Walk to School Day across Fort Worth ISD. Specifically tomorrow, Commissioner Brooks will be walking with us at the Christine Moss Elementary Walk to School Day, which we're very excited about. Thank you so much, Commissioner. With me this morning is Matt Dufresne, who is our Vice President over at Blue Zones Project. He's a new face. And Matt, if you could come forward and talk to the Commissioners.
Well, I'll just echo and thank you, Commissioner Brooks, for the proclamation. Thank you, Judge Whitley, and all the Commissioners Court. We always want to acknowledge our lead sponsor, Texas Health Resources, but today I also want to make sure and acknowledge our community partners that are play a big role in helping us execute this. All the school districts that work in our community, the historic Stop 6 Initiative, and a number of these folks are joining us today. Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, the Tarrant County Extension, and Tarrant County Public Health, specifically Voices for Health, who have been incredible partners and have supported us here in transforming Fort Worth. We are also excited about our relationship with the YMCA. They are helping us to work to incorporate older adults leading walking school buses. When older adults are engaged, their longevity increases. And as a matter of fact, YMCA Southeast Campus is supporting Blue Zones Project by having our first older adult-led walking school bus tomorrow at C.C. Moss Elementary. Again, a sincere thank you to all of our partners for all the work that you've done and the time invested, and thank you for the difference you're making in the lives of students in our community. And thank you again to all the Commissioners' Courts and Judge Whitley. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm catching up here. Okay. We have the Superintendent of the Northwest. Come on down. Let us recognize you at this time, too.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Judge, Commissioners, I appreciate just letting me come and introduce myself. Wanted you to know my name is Ryder Warren. I am the 2-month-old Superintendent of Northwest ISD. Very proud to be there, very blessed to have myself and my family in Northwest. Just really briefly want to tell you how much we appreciate your leadership, your support of our families, of our kids. As of about 3 weeks ago, Northwest ISD turned over 22,000 kids. We continue to grow. We actually tracked the one student who came through our doors, which was 22,000, a kid at Byron Nelson. Poor kid didn't speak a word of English. We had to convince him he didn't do anything wrong first. And then we gave him some Chick-fil-A bucks and gave him a high five, and he was happy. But we really do appreciate it. I've started my relationship with Gary and JD. Appreciate them and their service to our area. And just want to let you know, any partnerships, any support that you guys need, Tarrant County needs from the school district, the only thing you have to do is call, and we will be there for you.
Welcome to the area.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming down here today.
Appreciate that. Thank
Dr.
you.
Warren, I want to thank you for reaching out to myself, and I know JD feels the same way.
Absolutely.
You bet.
Really appreciate that.
Thank
And, you've got I would say, an exciting opportunity ahead of you.
Gary, that's a great way to put it. No, but we appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor, I have a couple of proclamations. The first one is White Cane Day. If you would read that into the record, please.
You bet. Whereas the white cane was introduced in the United States in 1930 by a member of the Lions Club International, and along with the guide dog has become the universally known as an identifying symbol of the blind and visually impaired. And whereas the white cane and guide dog are tools that are key to greater mobility and independence for the blind or visually impaired, and whereas for the sighted, the white cane and the dog are reminders to respond with respect and courtesy to individuals using them. And whereas for all of us, they are reminders of our commitment to removing barriers, both physically and perceived, that prevent people who are blind from reaching their full potential. And whereas the blind community has come together to promote awareness of the independence and contributions that individuals who are blind make to the social and economic life of our community, now therefore be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim October 13th, 2016 as White Cane Day in Tarrant County, and urge all citizens to join in promoting independent travel and full participation for all of us in every aspect of life. In witness whereof we have hereunto set our hands and caused the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 4th day of October 2016.
I move for its approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And I think we have several here from the White Cane Group. Melanie White, Sheila Derrick, Sean King, and Thomas Hamilton. If y'all would please meet me at the podium. Good morning. Good morning. Well, everybody I called out didn't show up.
Well, hold on, you've got.
They're still coming. They're still coming.
Got one on the way.
Come right on up, so we can get a picture of your picture. How are you this morning? I'm fine. Come right around. Who's gonna accept this? Sean is, all right.
Ready?
Well, I want to thank y'all for being here today, and any comments you'd like to make.
My name is Sean Keene, and I'm a part of the White Cane Day Committee, and we want to thank you all for your recognition today. Got a great group of people. We've been working on an event next Thursday up in the stockyards. Anyone's certainly welcome to come, and I want to thank the Lions Club and everybody's help throughout this.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Lions Club does great work. I know they're at both the senior event that I hold and also the one that Commissioner Fickus is about to hold.
That's correct. and it will be this Friday.
Don't take away from my blind proclamation.
I'm not. It's called Empowering Seniors, and it's for seniors, boomers, and caregivers. So if you fall in one of those categories or just want to go see what is going on in that world, please join us. This is at the place called Campus West in the city of Bedford, right across the street from First Baptist Church, Euless, at Highway 157, Industrial Boulevard, and Airport Freeway. So 8:30 till about 1:30 on Friday, and be a great time had by all. Thanks.
And we again want to thank Commissioner Johnson. I know this has been a proclamation that you've taken very special attention to each year, and we want to thank you for that. Commissioner Johnson, I believe you have another proclamation.
I have another great group of people. The next proclamation is for National 4-H Week. If you would read that into the record, please.
Whereas the 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service provides learning experiences for the whole child, including head, heart, hands, and health, as well as the helping youth acquire knowledge and develop life skills which enable them to fulfill their potential. And whereas National 4-H Week celebrates the beginning of a new 4-H year and includes activities such as commemorative tree planting that involves youth in an event to celebrate 4-H, National Youth Science Day, which engages youth in the application of scientific concepts to daily life, and One Day 4-H, in which youth dedicate a day of service to their communities. And whereas a vital component of the program is the youth-adult partnerships provided through hundreds of adult volunteers who generously dedicate their time, talents, and resources to the youth in Tarrant County. And whereas honoring the motto to make the best better, the members continue to learn, develop leadership skills, and serve others as they grow into self-directed, productive adults. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim October 2nd through 8th, 2016, as National 4-H Week in Tarrant County. In witness thereof, we hereinto set our hands and cause the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 4th day of October, 2016.
And I move for its approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And we have Tarrant County Extension Director Joan Jacobson and Seth Chapman with the 4-H County Council President here to accept this plaque. If y'all would meet me at the podium, please. You can bring the other guys too. Come on, Mason. I want to present this to you and tell you that it's an organization that I used to be a member of, but it's been a couple of years ago. But it's a great organization, and y'all stick with it. I know you will. Come right over here. There we go.
Joan, why do you keep backing up?
All right, and any comments you'd like to make? Joan?
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know we're really excited about a science project partnership we have with Lockheed Martin. Tomorrow there will be 30 4-Hers that will be going out to Lockheed Martin and working with 15 engineers that are giving of their time to help them work on a drone project. How cool is that? And
cool.
on the computers, and it's going to be very, very cool. So we appreciate Lockheed Martin's support on that project. And now I'll turn it over to Seth on behalf of the 4-H Council.
Good morning, Seth.
Good morning.
Good morning, Seth.
So I'm this year's County Council President, and today I'm kind of representing the clubs around Tarrant County. But I just want to say thank you for letting me speak today. Tarrant County has logged around 2,700 hours of community service this past year, the 2016-2017 year. All kinds of different projects, like collecting food and food for local food banks, helping homeless with water bottles and blankets, and then helping with the Lockheed Science Fairs that was just mentioned. But I joined 4-H in 2010, and I've got to do so many different things and had so many opportunities through it. So I just want to thank y'all for continuing with that. And one of my two favorite opportunities that happened through 4-H was at the TCJLS, which is the Tarrant County Junior Livestock Show. The first year I was showing my goat, Mr. JD bought my goat that year, and then
he's bought a lot of animals over the year. Let me just assure you that.
And also, a few years later, presented me with the Commissioner's Award for a drum I made. So I'm very thankful for all that Tarrant County's done for 4-H. So thank you so much for doing that. I just want to say one last thing, that the 4-H motto is to make the best better. So thank you for doing just that. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just say a couple of things. Do we have some proud parents in the room? Would you raise your hands? You should be very proud of them. And it won't be long before Commissioner Johnson will be hitting us up again for our annual contribution to the Tarrant County Junior Livestock Show. He's certainly been a big champion of that for as long as I've been on the court, and I'm sure years before that. And we cannot thank you enough, because you make a difference in these kids' lives by making sure that none of them are disappointed on the livestock show day. And
well, as you can see here today, they're worth it.
They are worth every penny of it. So thank you again very much for your support. Thank you all for being out here today. Seth, you did a great job.
Good job, Seth.
Good job. We're now going to do, again, what a fantastic day. I mean, this really, when you see all of the folks that we've had come before us already today, and now we get to do what I just genuinely love doing each month, and that's thanking our employees who I think are folks who demonstrate public service, who demonstrate how much they care about all of the citizens, and set such a great example for those folks that we've seen come before us today. So it really is an honor to have this opportunity to introduce our employees as they're celebrating their anniversaries, the 5th all the way up through, I believe, 30 years today. But we've got some that have been here with us for 45 years. So it is, it's pretty exciting when I get a chance to do this, especially as I get a chance to call and talk with some of the folks who've been here these 25, 30, 35, and all the way up to 45 years in some months. I'll start off with our 5-year employees. And I say this for you new folks, if it sounds like your name, or you know that it's about where I should be in the alphabet, would you please go ahead and stand up? Phonics was never my thing in school, and so you're just going to have to enjoy it and laugh with me and at me. So we're going to start off with our 5-year employees. For you rookies, you stand up and you remain standing until we get finished with the entire group. And then at that point in time, we'll clap for you, and then you can sit back down. And we wished we could do a whole lot more, because the service you give is absolutely outstanding. Beginning with David Barron from Information Technology. David. Timothy Canis from the Sheriff's Department. Aaron Clark from the Sheriff's Department. Lester Couch, Criminal District Attorney's Office. Joe Crowder, Precinct 4. Paul Dolazar, Sheriff's Department. Michael Engler, Sheriff's Department. Timothy Flores, Precinct 4. Daniel Hilton, Sheriff's Department. Rewa Hightower, Sheriff's Department. Stephanie Holmes, Juvenile Services. Byron Hubbard, Criminal District Attorney's Office. Lacey Moore, Sheriff's Department. John Saul, Information Technology. Stephanie Salazar, County Clerk's Office.
Yay, Steph.
So she didn't make you come up here with a little thing for me to sign today because it was your anniversary, right? Sure. No Vera, Juvenile Services. These are our 5-year employees. Let's give them a big Next, for our 10-year employees, Abernathy, Sheriff's Department. Stacy Baker, Sheriff's Department. Jacqueline Braxton, Human Resources. Christina Garza, Medical Examiner's Office. Jennifer Derry, Sheriff's Department. How do I pronounce that last name? Derry. Oh, I got close. Patrick Etuma, Sheriff's Department. Kyan Evans, Tax Office. Or Karen? Karen. Well, third time's a charm. Cecilia Fimbreeze, Public Health. They're just down here laughing. They're just laughing. Kanisha Henderson, Public Health. Kelly Jones. Where's Kelly Jones? There she is. I got that one right. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, here we go. Charles Magoka. No. Sheriff's Department? Oh, God. I'm not going to spell it. Alfonso Morella, Sheriff's Department. Gwen Peterson, Purchasing Department. Gwen. Sarah Skiles, Medical Examiner's Office. Valerie Terry, Sheriff's Department. Catherine Tull, Sheriff's Department. Catherine. And Elizabeth Weaver, Tax Office. Elizabeth. These are our 10-year employees. Thank you. 15-year employees. Christy Bellamy, Tax Office. Paul Burkett, Sheriff's Department. Hayward Charles, Constable, Precinct 8. Janet Chase, Information Technology. Johnny Dotson, Juvenile Services. Johnny. Stacy Fortuna, Sheriff's Department. Rebecca Holland, 67th District Court. Susan Reddick, Domestic Relations Office. Frederick Rogers, Constable, Precinct 4. Ralph Smith, Transportation Services. Ray White, Sheriff's Department. And these are our 15-year employees. Let's give them a hand. Now for our 20-year employees, Keisha Heath, Sheriff's Department. Jeffrey Jones, Sheriff's Department. And Lisa Willis, County Clerk's Office. These are our 20-year employees. Our first 25-year employee is David Causey, but he was not going to be able to make it down to court today. He's 25 years. He's been in the sheriff's department in the courts area. So when you see David next, congratulate him on his years of service. Next is, we've got a run of these, Maria De Leon, who is on vacation and won't have an opportunity to be here. She's 25 years. She's also in the sheriff's department. Okay, we're a little out of order here. So next is Valerie Jett, Human Services, 25 years. There she is. She started off as a data clerk and now is doing financial entry. When I asked her what she remembered most, it was the people when the Katrina hurricane hit Louisiana, and the folks that came here were basically they were all ages, and they were in need of all different types of services. And our human services area really got in there and helped and did a lot of great work. When I asked her what she likes most, it was being able to help people. And really, the folks that she'd had a chance to work with, she said, you know, it feels like home here. And she says, I've been given a lot of support when she's had those needs. Time's gone by very quickly. She said, you know, when I started out, a lot of the people who I started out with have left, and there's a new set of people. And she says, I'm kind of the elder of the group now. And, it's a little bit different from that standpoint. She has two daughters who have graduated from college. She has twin granddaughters. So that was certain, you know, is something that's that has been a pride in her life. And she's started back to school. She is studying human resource management. So again, taking advantage, working, doing all of this type of work to help the citizens of Tarrant County. Valerie, we appreciate your service very, very much. Thank you. Next is Kelly Lawhorn, and she's not going to be able to make it today to court. She's been with the county clerk's office for 25 years, so we certainly want to thank her, and Mary Louise, if you'll pass that along, we would appreciate it very, very much. Next is Grant Letty. There's Grant. Been here with the county for 25 years. Started out in the jail, moved into the patrol area, and then over to warrants. He said what he likes to remember, his most memorable moments are when it's calm, when there's not big and exciting things going on. He said the job, he said, what I like most is dealing with folks and with the job in general. He is what I refer to, he has what I refer to as a bonus son who is in the Army, and he has a son graduating from high school this year who is going into the Marine Corps. So Grant, we appreciate very, very much your service and your son's service to our country. Thank you. Next is Clarence Lyons, Precinct 1 Maintenance. There's Clarence. Started out in Precinct 1 as a temporary and then moved into a full-time position when one opened up. He has he's helped with the inmate program for several years, then became Operator 2, and eventually he's moved over to kind of the park crew and landscaping and does the mowing and a lot of different stuff. He said, I really enjoy working with the people. He said, I love what I'm doing. He said, you know, time's gone by pretty fast. And I think it really does. A lot of folks will come to the county thinking they're going to be there for a couple of years, and then the next thing they do, they wake up, and they've been here 25 years. He has a 4-year-old granddaughter who, you know, keeps him busy, and he's also very, very proud of. Clarence, we appreciate very much the 25 years of service you've given to us.
Clarence is part of our management team at the precinct garage. He's one of our project supervisors.
Next is Veronica Sargent from the District Attorney's Office. Started off in the elections area as a temp for a year and then got hired as the receptionist in the narcotics area. Then became the legal secretary for the west sector of the narcotics department and went back, got her certification. She's now a paralegal in the asset forfeiture area downtown. When I asked her what she liked most, it was the benefits, retirement, health benefits. She said great people she's had a chance to work with over the years, the WOW program, and a lot of other opportunities that the county offers in the way of volunteer time, county picnics, different things along that lines. She said, now this was back when it was 20 years. She said, I had spent over half her life working with the county. Well, now she's a little over half of her life with the county. Started out in the Mueller building. Again, now she's downtown. As I said, in the last 5 years, she's become a paralegal. Her daughter has graduated from high school and is now going to Tarleton, and she's studying nursing, I think you said with a concentration in pediatric trauma and psychology. Has 2 grandkids, both boys. One's 9 years old and one is 1 year old. So, things are going very well. Veronica, we appreciate very much the 25 years of service you've given us. Next is Tina Klein. Where's Tina? There's Tina. I think Tina would have been just as happy if I hadn't have introduced her. She's not one that, it's like pulling teeth to get anything out of her. She started off as a probate clerk in the probate clerk's office, and then after about 6 years moved to Judge Furchel's office. Has been there ever since. As we all know, Judge Furchel retired. She's about to have a new boss. What she likes most is the people and the staff that she said she's had a chance to work with. Said it's really been like a second family. The benefits and the flexibility has always been something which she has appreciated from the county. Always able to be at special family events. When she started, her daughter was 11 months old. And so is now 25, almost 26 years old. So her daughter is now a physician assistant in Grapevine. She has a younger son who just graduated from high school and is going to work in the family business. So Tina, we appreciate very, very much all of the service you've given to Tarrant County. Thank you. Next is Peggy Martindale from the Law Library. Where's Peggy? She wasn't absolutely sure she was going to be able to make it over here today. She has been in the Law Library, 30 years of service to Tarrant County. So when next you see Peggy, please congratulate her and tell her how much we appreciate her service. And finally, Renee Smith with CSCD. I wasn't sure whether Renee was going to be able to make it or not. Doesn't look like she was able to make it. I need to read my notes a little bit clearer. She would have had a hard time making. She's in New York today. I talked with her over the weekend, and she said she was actually already up in New York and enjoying the 60-degree weather that they were having up there. So she spent 30 years. She's been with the county for 30 years in the CSCD area. So when you have a chance to see Renee, please tell her how much we appreciate that. And I know what you're giving me, and I haven't forgotten. So this is it. We have 730 years of service represented here today. And we've got refreshments, if Wilder hadn't eaten them all, back here in 504C. So at this point in time, before you leave, I will remind you that if you don't eat all the cookies down there, you can go out and get a hamburger downstairs before you leave. I hope they're serving them by now. Yes, they're probably serving them by now. For United Way, thank you very much for your years of service that you've given to Tarrant County. agent, and he'd rather not be mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't blame him then.
He's an undercover guy. He said, I don't want to come to court and I really don't want to be introduced.
Smart man. He knows his
That
job.
must be the one I circled.
Yeah. And he said that last time. He said, you know, when I was celebrating 25, I just don't want to be up there, but I really want my name called out.
Thank you.
You bet.
Glenn, did you hear? He just came out and told me Harold Brown died Sunday.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Last couple of times I've seen him, he's not looking good.
Yeah, he was in bad health.
What are you grinning like a possum about?
That was a good old guy.
Judge,
You buying lunch today?
before you go to the
I'm
next
buying
thing on
lunch,
the
yes.
agenda, could I do a
Down here at
close
Hamburger
court
King.
in honor of?
You're getting off the
someone?
Tom.
I bought us a helper down.
Here he comes.
I'm in. I didn't eat any cookie though.
I did. I will move that we receive and file the employee recognition.
Second.
Please vote. Wait a minute. Now I'll receive and file. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Commissioner Brooks?
Your Honor, this past Saturday night, the city of Fort Worth and Tarrant County lost one of its premier gospel music artists, Mr. Finest Eugene Smith. He was the director of the Adelaide Tresvant Memorial Choir from historic I M Terrell High School. That's the choir with which I sing. And if any of you have ever been to one of my swearing-in ceremonies, you've heard that choir sing. They also sang at the dedication of the Dr. Marion J. Brooks Public Health Building. I'd like to ask that we close court today in honor of Mr. Finest Eugene Smith. a great, great man of Tarrant County.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make note of that. Thank you. Next before you is the consent agenda with the changes that Mr. Manius.
Move approval with the changes.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Members of the court, if we could go to item 2 under the administrator's section, we're requesting that the court rescind the previous approval of a $2 civil electronic filing fee for each electronic filing transaction by Tarrant County and the county and district courts, and make that effective today, October 4th, 2016.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Members of the court, Ms. McMillan will handle item 3.
Judge, Commissioners, Commissioners Court requested to approve the issuance of Series 2016 Health Facilities Revenue Bonds by the Tarrant County Cultural Education Facilities Finance Corporation for C.C. Young Memorial Home, Inc., in an amount not to exceed $130 million. The proceeds of the bond will be used to fund the construction and equipping of assisted living, memory care, and nursing units at the C.C. Young community in Dallas, Texas. The Cultural Education Facilities Finance Corporation has previously issued bonds for C.C. Young Memorial Home in 2007 and 2009.
And you've got the usual certifications? And
all of the certifications, all the information has been provided, and Dallas County has approved the issuance also.
Move approved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Ms. Snyder?
Risk Management Board is recommending the approval of 2 claims, one to Cindy Suarez and Allison Michael. Is the second one?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Mr. Phillips, the other one.
Good morning, Judge,
Wait
Commissioner.
a minute. The one we've had the longer has just had a birthday.
He's got less hair.
He's got less hair. I
I'm
understand he
left.
just had his 59th birthday.
Ooh. Remind us next year. Would you make a note of that in a minute? So remind us next year about his birthday. Mr. Frank.
We have 2 items for you today. The first, it's requested that Commissioners Court approve the list of proposed early voting and Election Day polling place changes since November 3rd, 2015. You have a list of the proposed Election Day changes. We have one early voting change that I'd like to point out. We had some requests from the community in Rosemont through State Representative Romero, actually, to create a polling site at Rosemont Middle School, and we want to point out that change for you today.
Thank you, Frank.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Second item, we request that Commissioners Court approve the proposed list of precinct combinations and the maximum number of clerks that may be appointed at each location, each polling place location for the November 8th, 2016 general election.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Klein.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have 3 items for the court. 3 items for the court this morning. The first item, we're asking the court to receive and file the revised personnel agenda.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the personnel agenda. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 2, we're asking the court to approve a waiver of terminal benefits for the district clerk's office. As explained in your court communique, the district clerk is requesting a waiver of 224 vacation hours effective October 5th. The net effect of this request will be net savings to the general fund of approximately $1,400, including fringe benefits.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And our third and final item, we're asking the court to approve two out-of-class pay extensions for the sheriff's office. These two extensions are outlined in your court communique. The extensions, if approved, will run through the end of December. The impact to the general fund will be a little bit more than $2,300. However, this amount will be offset by salary savings.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Beecham. New coach, better results.
Sir?
New coach, better results.
Oh, for you. We had the same results.
You played a high school team.
Wasn't Texas State, it was, okay.
Easy now.
Go ahead.
We have 6 items for consideration. This is a week, Alabama, Arkansas, in case you. We have 6 items for your consideration this morning. First item is a bid award recommendation for RFQ 2016-180, RFQ for Juvenile Forensic Assessment Services. Recommendation be to award the 5 vendors as shown in court communique, amount of $142,500.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 2 is another bid award recommendation for bid 2016-190. This is our annual contract for inmate hygiene supplies for the Sheriff's Department and Juvenile Services. Recommendation would be to award per enterprise basis, awarding to the primary, secondary, and alternate vendors meeting all specifications as shown in court communique.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 3, again, is a bid award recommendation for RFP 2016-209. This is our annual contract for forensic accident reconstruction, consultation, expert witnesses, and support services for the Criminal District Attorney's Office. Recommendation would be to award to Crash Dynamics. If approved, we're also seeking contract approval from the court.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 4 is another bid award recommendation for bid 2016-2112. This is a bid for the painting of the Calhoun and the Taylor parking garages. Recommendation would be to award to Tarrant Paint and Stain, amount of $58,123.52. Again, we're seeking contract approval and acceptance of the payment and performance bond.
What are we painting?
Painting Taylor Street, structural metal.
Okay.
Calhoun, stairwells.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 5 is an item in regards to RFQ 2016-166. This is a request for qualifications for HVAC testing, adjustment, balance, and commissioning services for Juvenile Center project. We're seeking permission to conduct negotiations with the Air Balancing Company Incorporated, which is a high-scoring vendor.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Last item is a similar item in regards to RFQ 2016-167, RFQ for professional and geotechnical engineering services and construction materials testing for the same Juvenile Center project. We are seeking approval to conduct negotiations with Terracon Consultants.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Are there any appointments today? There being none, then you have before you the claims, including the addendum.
Move approval of the claims, including the addendum.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including the addendum. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Briefing items, Mr. Manias?
We do not have any further briefing items at this time, Your Honor.
Given that, then we will recess our open meeting and proceed to close to discuss items exempted under sections 551.071, 072, 074, 076, and 087. He's trying to figure out whether he wants to touch that thing or not.
I didn't blow my nose under it, huh?
I'm not sure.
Having returned from our closed session, we'll now address the following matters.
Members of Court, if we could go to the auditor's section. Item B1.
Yes, I'm requesting that you receive and file the auditor's report related to Justice of the Peace Precinct 6, access to cash and the county property related to being denied access to the county safe on 2 occasions.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Appointments. We have an appointment for the, as a replacement for Judge Furchel.
I move that we appoint Brooke Allen to replace Judge Furchel in probate court number 2. And she has certain bonding requirements that will need to be met. Just as a notification.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes 4 with 1 abstention. There's no further business at this time. We're going to close in memory of
Mr. Finus Eugene Smith and Mr. Harold Brown.
Harold Brown is an addition to that. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Brooks. With that, we are adjourned. Don't forget your hamburgers.